See if we are live. Let's make sure. Let's give the old checkaroo over here. Let's make sure, are we live on the YouTubes? We're live on the YouTubes. All right, we are live on the YouTubes. Are we live on the X? I know X has been having some problems. Are we live on the X? Come on now. I do not know if we're. It says we're live on X, but I don't really know if we're live on X. It's not really showing me. So we got that going on. We shall see. We shall see if we are live on the X. Hopefully we're live on the X. Hopefully. All right. Are we live on the Twitch? Yes, we are live on the Twitch. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, ladies and gents, just so you guys are aware, currently there is an outage on something called Cloudflare. So, please bear with us and Cloudflare, Cloudflare.
Fair.
Is it fair or flare?
Fair.
Cloudflare. Right. So there's currently an outage on a global wide outage on a system called Cloudflare. Basically, it's a system that a lot of websites on the internet run on. So, due to this, you might be able to see us on YouTube. You might be able to see us on Twitch. X is rather questionable in terms of whether or not you're going to be able to see us today. But hopefully you can. And if you can, ladies and gentlemen, just just tune in on YouTube and Twitch. Yes, the YouTuber. Matter of fact, I'm going to actually put that in the announcement. I'm going to put that in the announcement due to outage in of Cloudflare. Fair?
F-A-R-E.
Cloudflare. Okay. Cloudflare. Due to outage of Cloudflare, you will probably only be able to see us on YouTube today.
You can see us on YouTube.
Yeah, you can see us on YouTube. Let's see here. You can only see us on YouTube today and Twitch. You can only see us on YouTube and Twitch today.
Maybe on Twitter.
Twitch. Today. Twitter is a maybe. For today, at least. X.com is a maybe for today. All right. So I'm going to put that in the announcements. The announcements right here. Okay. But yes. So it do be like that, ladies and gentlemen. No worries. We will continue because the show must go on. The show must go on, ladies and gentlemen. You know how it goes. You know how it goes, ladies and gents. All right. So yeah, we're just getting everything all set up over here. All right. Let's get the announcements out. Boom, right here. All right. There we go. All right. So, currently, we actually have a couple of wonderful stonks today. Unfortunate that our Twitter peeps may or may not be able to see it today because of the outage, but hopefully everybody else can see it, and hopefully everybody else can watch and have a good old time. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. Yes, sir. All right. Let's get ourselves all set up here. All right. Boom, right there. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. Okay, so let's get this announcement on the YouTubes. Can't really get it on X, but I will try. All right. Ooh, I guess not. All right. So we got that. All right. All the announcements are in. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show started. What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house, aka the Rainmaker. And I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to hang around the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes 2 cups of coffee. Other times she likes to jet ski. Sometimes she likes to get shot out the cannon and she goes, wee! Other times she likes to go to Arby's and watch videos of puppies and kitties. Other times she likes to go and chill at Wendy's or, get thrown in the stock market and find them ABCDs. She did call some wonderful stonks today, like CLMA, CANF, and ASBP. We call her DBL Moms. Hey! There we go. Say hello to the people, DBL Moms.
Hello to the people, DBL Moms.
Yes. All right. So, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, we called quite a few baggers today. Quite a few baggers today alone. Yes, sir. We called quite a few baggers today alone. We called OLMA, which ran up a nice 333%. CANF, which ran up a nice 79%. CLIK, which ran up 39%. LOBO, which ran up 54%. And ASBP, which ran up 39%. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get a share party going. Let's get a share party going. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, let's get started over here. All right. First things first, ladies and gentlemen, we have OLMA. We're going to take a look at this right over here. OLMA currently has been doing its thing right now, has been a bit choppy as of late, but has been moving up very, very nicely. OLMA has a 62 million float, 28 million volume, so it's got that going on right there. Currently had its shot upward and then basically just went right over here, all right, and kind of just made a bit of a descending wedge, but it has been above VWAP. Granted, the 9EMA has been diverging away from the VWAP over here, so you got that going on as well. Is a bit oversold in the RSI, quite a bit oversold in the RSI, and I think now it's kind of just going down to kind of compensate for being oversold in the overbought in the RSI. Excuse me, not oversold, overbought in the RSI. So we got that going on right there. All right, and currently with the stunk, it is basically above VWAP, trying to kind of curl down to compensate for the high shoot up and being overbought as of late. So, it is a good stonk. It had a nice run, hit a high of 333%. So we got that going on right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on so far. So that is what we got with OLMA. OLMA, let me see if it has any news. Let's see if it has news, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if it's got any news. All right, so it does have some news that OLMA Oncology price target was raised to 32 from 29 at JP Morgan. There's also news that Roche stock ROG soars on positive phase 3 breast cancer trial data. Now, I don't know if that's OLMA, but that's Roche stock right there. As far as anything else goes, they basically raised the price target. And let's see actually. Apparently, there was an update from a rival drug maker called Roche, and apparently that's why it's moving. All right? I mean, odd reason for it to move, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. I mean, it ran up a nice 333%. We call it freely and double pride. I mean, hey, what's better than that? What's better than that, ladies and gentlemen? Ain't nothing better than that. Nothing. Nada. All right, so we got that going on right there. Let's take a look at another stunk over here. Let's take a look at CANF. Let's see how we got this going on right here. So CANF had a bit of a, hold on, let me get the graffiti pencil over here. Bop. Had a bit of a pennant formed right over here, right? All right, and then kind of curled its way on up. Curled up, bop, right over here. So curl its way on up a little bit, and basically, yeah, just curl its way on up. The 90 MA is currently intersecting with the VWAP as of now. Has some H1 earnings unconfirmed for in 14 days from now on to December 2nd. Before the market open, it was a bit oversold earlier in the day, but then became a bit overbought earlier in the day, and now is currently below, neither overbought or oversold in the RSI, but it is leaning towards being overbought as of now. So currently, it is curling off the pennant right now. That's what it's doing right now. It's just currently curling off the pennant. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. Let's take a look at ARVN. ARVN. Currently with ARVN, it is currently climbing a little bit, but then kind of dropped off a little bit off of a double top right over here. So we got that going on. Boom and boom right here. So a bit of a double top formed right here. All right. And currently right now, it is very indecisive with its wicks. So that means it's very, very low on volume. Very, very gappy. Was overbought quite a bit on the RSI. So right now it's currently shooting up and then kind of just made a bit of a pennant over here. But basically what it's got to do for it to be so much mexy is, number one, it needs more volume. Number two, it needs to stay above the VWAP right now, because currently it fell below the VWAP and then it kind of curled its way back up a little bit. It needs to stay above that VWAP for it to be so much mexy to me out. And DBL Moms, can you please grab me a water?
Sure.
Thank you very much. So yeah, needs to break this pennant, needs to break above this VWAP for it to really be so much mexy to me. Otherwise, just you know how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. You know how it goes. All right, let's take a look at GLMD. All right, let's see. So, with GLMD currently, as of now, has a top tail. Had a little bit of a price spike earlier in the day. A little bit of a price spike. So as of now, GLMD is currently doing its thing here. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second, 1 second. Let me take a look at something pertaining to X over here. Let's see. All right. Okay. All right. It'd be like that. Okay. I thought something happened. Anyway, GLMD currently up on has a bit of a top tail going on here. Had a price spike earlier, then became a top tail. Not looking too schmexy as of now. Curled its way up and then kind of became overbought on the RSI. So right now it's a bit overbought on the RSI. Has Q3 earnings unconfirmed in 14 days from now on to December 2nd after the market close. Let's take a look and see if there's any other news for GLMD. GLMD announces a meaningful top-line result from AM001 study of aramcol meglumine. All right, so currently, as of now, they have some news that they are basically trying to advance their aramcol meglumine. So they have some results coming out for that. So that's probably why they shot up over here. But again, it really needs a lot of volume because there are some indecisive wicks here, 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 here. I mean, there's a lot of indecisive wicks throughout this entire chart, right? And now there's a bit of a price spike going on over here, but the price spike is turning into a top tail. We don't like the top tails, ladies and gentlemen. We like the bottom tails. That's what we like, ladies and gentlemen. We like the bottom tails. All right. So as of now, currently, GLMD needs to break upwards, needs to curl upwards, needs some more volume because GLMD, it's currently a stunk that is like 5 million float, 668,000 volume. I mean, it'd be like that, you know? There we go. A little bit of water. Yes, sir. All right. So, let's take a look at something else here. What other stunks can we get into? ONFO. How's ONFO doing? Let's see. ONFO, yep, very low volume stunk as well. The VWAP and the 90 MA were at one point a little bit intersected, but the VWAP was like a straight line and then just like, that means it's very, very low. All right. It's very, very low. It's like just stagnant like this. When the VWAP is stagnant like this, it means that it's low volume, very low volume. But also the fact that, these indecisive wicks over here are there's a lot of them. So there's a lot of low volume here. Shot up, ended up having a bit of a top tail going back down, and now basically is kind of forming a little bit of a resistance point right over here for this stonk. So it has to break that resistance point for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. Otherwise, just man, you know what I mean? Yes. So as of now, currently we are chilling here. ONFO currently shot up and then had a bit of a top tail. We don't like the top tails, we like the bottom tails. Let's see what other stonks we got over here. ARVN. Let's take a look at ARVN. Up 31% right now. As of now, again, very low volume, very, very low volume. All right. Has 63 million float, 2 million volume. So we got that going on right there. That is something we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is what we got going on here. So it has to break through this pennant and has to break through this little double top area of resistance right over here for it to be somewhat schmexy to nya. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to give it some support resistance lines over here. Might as well. Boom. And boom. Right here. All right. All right, has a support line at $14.30 as of now. Has to break through $15.10 and $16.39 for it to be so much maxi to mya. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so we got that going on right there. All right, what are the stonks we got over here? CANF. Let's see if we got CANF. Let's get some support and resistance lines here as well. Let's get some support resistance lines. Boom, right over here. CANF. Boom, right there. All right, so CANF currently, as of now, is moving up off the pennant. Bit choppy on the uptrend, but it is currently moving up off the pennant. There is an indecisive wick right over here, so we got that going on over there. However, it looks like it is potentially trying to curl. All right, so as of now, it is curling off the pennant. All right, intersected with the VWAP on the 9 EMA. The RSI was at one point oversold, then overbought, and now it's kind of just above, just not overbought or oversold as now. It's just chilling right now, so that's what it's doing. So CANF at this point, man. Actually, no, there's no man. Just keep curling. Just needs to keep curling. Needs more volume. Needs volume to just keep moving. Just keep moving, ladies and gentlemen. GLMD. Let's take a look at GLMD. All right, so GLMD, a lot of indecisive wicks all the way back here, a lot of them, and then all of a sudden 2 price spikes, one that went up all the way to 134, another one that went for another one, and then went back down to around 114. Then from 114 it went to 113, climbed its way all the way back up to 135, and now it's kind of, they're both just forming top tails at this point in time. So we are seeing what's going on over here. Let's get a support resistance line over here, but first let's get this little pen over here. All right, let's see here. All right, so we got GLMD. Currently with GLMD, it has to hold above the 126 mark. Actually, currently it has to break it as a point of resistance, and has to hold above 119, has to break above 126 and then 136 for it to be so much maxi to me. Otherwise, just you know how it is, ladies and gentlemen, you know how it is. So right now, has to do that for it to be so much maxi to me. All right, otherwise, you know, and it's the whole thing, and you got to do that. You know what I mean? ONFO moving. Let's see how ONFO is doing. ONFO currently climbing its way on up. Oh my, looks like it broke through that little bit of resistance right there and currently broke through the VWAP, broke above the VWAP, and is now up 44%. ONFO currently doing its thing right here, right? It is currently moving around, I'd say, it's currently moving at 123, but it did have some, was a bit consolidated earlier in the day, just shot up, went boom, boom, and that was it. ONFO float of 4 million float, volume of 2 million. Can it continue to climb? Maybe. We'll have to see. Right now, forming a bit of a resistance right over here. So it needs to break through that resistance for it to be so much maxi to mya. Right over mya, right there, 123. So, yeah. All right. So, as of now, we are basically just chilling here. right? We just chilling here, just doing our thing. How's you guys' day going, man? How are you guys doing? How was your day? How was your day, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you guys had a fantastic one, man. Hope you guys had a really good day. I know I did, man. I had a good day. Got to chill with the Coachmeister General. Got to chill with DBM moms. Got to wake up feeling blessed. You know how it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, as of now, we are currently just chilling. We're just chilling right now. Keeping an eye on the stock market today. The stock market. All right, OLMA had that nice 333% run. Very, very nice. Well done, well done. Yesh. And other than that, you know, ONFO right now, and it's moving downward. Not schmexy as of now. So we'll see what happens later on. But for now, Let's take a look at RYET. RYET looks like another low float stock here, but it is currently below the VWAP right now. It's currently below the VWAP. Not overbought, not oversold in the RSI. At one point, leaned towards being oversold in the RSI, but eventually didn't cross that threshold. So now it is currently just kind of just consolidated below the VWAP right now. As of now, we're going to make it channel time over here. We're going to make it channel time. Channel time. It's channel time. Channel time right here. All right, so you got the channel right here. All right, you got the channel right here. All right, and then you basically, you just have to break through that channel and would have to break through that VWAP for it to be so much mexy to ya. Otherwise, it's just man. You know how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. You know how it goes. All right, yeesh. All right, let's see what other amazing stonks we have today. What other stonks do we have today? First, to look at CANF. Let's go back to CANF again. CANF. All right. So, as of now, CANF is currently curling up above the pennant, curling up off the pennant. So it's doing its thing right now. But yeah, I mean that's really all CANF is doing right now, right? So yeah, all right. So what else we got? What else we got? Let me at him. Let me at him. All right. All right. Ooh, let me get that stretching, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. All right. Mm. Ooh, that's that good stretch right there. That's that good stretch. All right. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. All right. So, as of now, currently, CANF, right now, it's along the VWAP right now. It's kind of consolidated. Fell below the uptrend. Is no longer friends with the trend as of now. Again, has H1 earnings that are unconfirmed for 14 days from now on December 2nd before the market opens. So that's 2 weeks from now. All right, let's get some news over here. Let's see what the news is on CANF. CANF has a 9-year survival with a complete cure in an advanced liver cancer patient treated with namodenoson. All right, they also have their biopharmaceutical company general corporate statement issued by a foreign issuer, which is basically a Form 6. They announced patients treated with namodenoson reached overall survival of 9 years with complete response. And apparently, they made a 9-year cure in advanced liver cancer patients treated with namodenoson as a pivotal phase 3 HCC study enrolled in Israel, Europe, and the US. And then to top it off, basically CANF basically announced that 9-year survival, complete cure with their namodenoson, and a 9-year survival milestone in liver cancer treatment. So as of now, that's the news that's got going on over here. That is the news that's got going on. It was curling up earlier in the day, All right, now it's kind of just moving below the VWAP right now. Kind of moving below the VWAP. Was a bit overbought on the RSI earlier and a bit oversold in the RSI earlier. But right now it's kind of just doing its thing here. So let me get the graffiti pencil activated. Let's see, let's see. All right, so CANF currently with CANF, it is moving its way downward right now, forming a bit of a descending wedge. Has to break that descending wedge for it to be somewhat schmexy to Mia. Has to break the VWAP as well. Needs some volume for it to really continue going. So yeah, that's what we got going on with that stonk right there. That is what we got going on. Let's see what else we got. What else we got, ladies and gentlemen? What else do we have? All right. Let's see about OLMA again. Let's see how OLMA is doing. OLMA needs to break above the descending wedge over here. All right. So as of now, OLMA is currently forming a bit of a descending wedge over here. Let me get some support and resistance lines for this stock right here. Let's see here. OLMA currently needs to break the descending wedge over here. Has to break above the 2763 resistance. After that, has to break above 3179. And then finally, the resistance at 3851. That's what it needs to do for it to be so much Mexitumia. That's what it needs to do. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So right now, OLMA not looking too schmexy at the moment. Not looking too schmexy. Needs to break that descending wedge. Needs to stay above the VWAP. It needs to break through 2763, 3179, and 3851 for it to really be so much maxi to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see what other stonks we got going on. What other stonks do we have? Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. So we got over here. ONFO. ONFO. Up 61% as of now. Up 61%. Currently climbing its way on up. Climbing its way on up here. All right. So ONFO climbing slowly but surely. And right now, ONFO is on the uptrend right now. On the uptrend. Currently above what it was before over here, where it was before at 123, broke above that little resistance point and climbed its way on up. Climbed its way on up slowly but surely, becoming, $1.37. Currently up 60% right there. So yeah.
ONF. Oh, moving.
Yep, ONFO moving. It is curling up right now. It is curling up right now, up 61%. Up 61%. So we got that going on right there. Yeesh. Currently, we are just chilling, dealing with that, and keeping an eye on it. Has a bit of a top tail for me. We don't like the top tails, we like the bottom tails. So, yeah. All right. So, let's see here. ONFO currently has a new volume, 4 million. 4 million is the float. Volume is 8 million. So we got that going on right there. That is what we got going on. Right now it's forming another bit of double top over here. All right. So as of now, ONFO is forming this little bit of a double top over here. It needs to break above this resistance point at $1.36. Matter of fact, I'm going to basically get over MIA, right over MIA. All right. And basically go right to the support and resistance right over here. So we got support right now at $1.26. Currently, the stock is $1.36. That is the high, but it's testing that low, that little support line at 126. Needs to break 136 and then 139 for it to be somewhat schmexy to MIA. Otherwise, just man, and that's pretty much it right there. That's pretty much it. So, as of now, ONFO Holdings is meh. Wait. Yeah. Never mind. That's OLMA. Never mind. I thought it said ONFO for a second over there. Okay, what? ONFO currently up 47%. We shall see what happens with it. We shall see what happens. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So, what are the stocks we got over here? What other stocks do we have? All right. So, we have over here. Hold on. Let me just put this down. Right there. All right. So, right now we have CANF. Let's take a look at CANF. CANF. All right. CANF currently trying to curl above that little descending wedge right here because it is forming a bit of a top tail over here, but it is trying to climb. So, let me get that little line right over here. All right. So, right now, CANF has H1 earnings that are unconfirmed for in 14 days. They should be, if they are going to be confirmed, they'll be around on December 2nd, which is on a Tuesday. So we got that going on right there. And right now, currently, this stock is in need of some volume. It's in need of some volume for it to curl its way back up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. Let's see over here. What can we do over MIA? Let's see. Somebody asked for OLMA again. OLMA. All right, let's take a look at OLMA. OLMA. Currently, OLMA is staying above the resistance point at 24.26. That is actually the support line. Resistance is at 27.63. After that, it's at 31.79, and finally is at 38.51. 38.51, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, that's what we got going on right there. So, as of now, it looks like OLMA is trying to curl above the descending wedge right there. Trying to curl above it right now, so we shall see what happens here. Right now, OLMA trying to curl above that little area right there. All right. Okay, so right now we got OLMA. Let's take a look at CANF. Then we'll take a look at RYET. CANF. Oh, nope, not that. CANF. There we go. Again, unconfirmed H1 holdings. So we got that going on for 14 days. All right. Has a doubled bottom over here. Needs to break above that descending wedge. Needs to break above that VWAP. Needs to break above the resistance at 54 cents. Then break the VWAP at 55 cents. Then break the resistance at 58 cents. Then 64. And then finally 73 for it to really be somewhat schmexy to MIA. So it's got a ways to go. Got a ways to go. Let's take a look at OLMA. OLMA is trying to curl off that descending wedge right now. Trying to curl off of it a little bit. It is testing the resistance right now at 27.63. It is testing that resistance right now at 27.63. So, yeesh. Got that going on right there. Just chilling. Watching this stock over here. OLMA currently trying to curl above the descending wedge. All right. Yeesh. Let's see what we do here. Let's see what we do. All right. Let's take a look at ASBP. ASBP. All right. So ASBP currently has a bit of a pennant right over here. Yeesh. All right. So ASBP currently needs to break this pennant right over here. Needs to break above the VWAPA. Needs to break above the VWAPA for it to be somewhat schmexy to mya. Somewhat schmexy. Yeesh. Needs to become somewhat schmexy to mya. Otherwise, it's going to be meh, eh. And ladies and gentlemen, if you got any stocks that you want us to take a look at, be sure to put them in the chat. Put them in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. And also, ladies and gents, be sure to check out our 4-day trial for our real-time alerts and scanners for only $9.99. Link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out, because we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash. The moolah, the loot to the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So as of now, just doing our thing here. All right, ASBP currently needs to break above the pennant right over here for it to be so much mexy to meow, right? Otherwise, just You know how that goes. You know how that goes with Yeesh. Needs to break above that pennant. Needs to break above that VWAP. The VWAP is at 12 cents. This stock is currently at 11, so it's 1 cent away, contrary to what it may look like. So needs to just get 1 cent, and there we go. Yeah. So what else is there? What else is there? All right. So as of now, ARVN currently, let's take a look at that. ARVN currently is below the VWAP still. Not looking too schmexy. Not a lot of things changed. ASBP, not a lot really changed with this one. Needs to break above the pennant. Looks like it's trying to test the pennant right now. But afterwards, it needs to break that VWAP at 12 cents. Otherwise, it's just Yeah, that's it. Let's see here. Somebody requested GRRR. Let's see how GRRR is. Grr. All right. So first things first. Let's start off with news. There's no news really pertaining to GRR. All right. So let's take a look over here on the other side over here. Currently with GRRR, it's up 12% right now. 12% and change. And a lot of low volume. Lots of low volume. Currently consolidated along your RSI. So right now, it's But let's see what we can do here. Let us see what we can do. All right. All right. So, all right. So, as of now, currently, GRR, not a lot of volume for the stock. Not a lot of volume going on here. It's currently consolidated along the VWAP. So right now, all I'd have to say is It's one of those stocks that kind of needs a lot of volume. Doesn't kind of need volume. It needs a lot of volume. So yeah, we got that going on right there. That's what we got going on. All right. Currently, let's see what other stocks we have over here. What other stocks do we have over here? All right. Let's see about. All right. Somebody requested ASST. All right, ASST it is. ASST. A lot of choppiness going on. So ASST for the past couple of days has been very barcodey. All right. Currently, right now, it is. All right. So currently, as of now, ASST is not really looking too schmexy here. A lot of consolidation, a lot of barcoding, not a lot of really pretty stuff going on here. Not a lot of pretty stuff, you know what I mean? All right, so another stunk we got going on over here is, yeah, now it's ASST here, and it's got the consolidation right over here as well. So right now, not looking too schmexy as of now. All right, let's see here. Let's see. All right, so right now, ASST, a lot of barcoding, low volume, needs volume for it to be somewhat schmexy to meow, but that's what we got going on so far. That is what we got going on. Let's see about BYND. BYND. All right. BYND. Same deal. Not a lot in terms of volume, a lot of barcoding. Not really looking too schmexy to meow. Not looking too schmexy. So we'll see what happens here, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see what happens here. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Let me get some water, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go get some water real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we're going to probably end the stream a little bit early today because Cloudflare is currently not working and it's kind of giving us some technical difficulties. So, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Before, 1 second. 1 second. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to end things a little bit early. I apologize. Um, as of now, Cloudflare is kind of giving us some technical difficulties, so it's one of those global outages, unfortunately. But, ladies and gentlemen, we will be trying to do the Power Plays show as well at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to try to get that done as well. All right. Unfortunately, we had to end this show a little bit early because of the technical difficulties, but you know, we hope you guys had fun. We hope you guys had a little bit of fun with us, or at the very least, enjoyed chilling with your boy. And yeah, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we got going on right now. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share, because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And of course, if you want access to our private Discord, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. So, as of now, we are we are live. We will be normally live on YouTube at Coaching Money, at Coach Nick Money. And of course, you can find us on X.com, aka Twitter, when it's finally active again, at Coaching Money, at Coach Nick Money, at Coach Nick Money. You can find us on Twitch at Coaching Money. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Coaching Money, and you can find us on our TikTok, Tiki Taki, aka the Tac Tac. You can find us there at DBL Nicks, at DBL NICKS, and the screen name is Coach Nick Money. So, ladies and gentlemen, much love. We'll see you guys later today, if not tomorrow. All right. Due to the technical difficulties, we'll have to see where it goes from here. Hopefully, Cloudflare can basically, fix this little outage thing that's got going on. And once it's done doing that, you know, we'll be back at it again. You know how it is, ladies and gentlemen. We shall be back at it again. But yeah, right now, ladies and gentlemen, just hey, make a lot of money, be greenable, take care of yourselves, have a wonderful day. Again, I apologize for the early ending, but it'd be like that sometimes, and technology gonna technology. You know how it is, ladies and gentlemen. So we love you guys. We'll see you guys soon. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure to check out the Power Plays stream, and also be sure to check out our Discord for our real-time alerts and scanners. But not only that, be sure to check it out for the announcements pertaining to the streams and all sorts of other stuff as well, because that is primarily where we will be doing that stuff. So be sure to check out the Discord. All right. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So much love.